Did you know that ice cream sandwiches have been around for over 100 years? The first versions were sold by street vendors in New York City back in the early 1900s, and they only cost a penny. Fast forward to today, and these creamy frozen treats are enjoyed all over the world in dozens of flavors and styles. But have you ever wondered how factories produce millions of these perfectly shaped, delicious ice cream sandwiches every day? Let's take a behind-the-scenes look at how they are made on a massive scale, from the creamy filling to the soft cookies that hold it all together. The journey starts with the most obvious thing, the heart of every ice cream sandwich, which is, of course, the ice cream. Factories start by making a giant batch of the creamy filling using a few simple ingredients, such as milk, cream, sugar, and stabilizers. These are all mixed in massive stainless steel tanks, ensuring the ingredients blend evenly for the smoothest texture. Ever noticed how ice cream sandwiches don't melt as quickly as regular ice cream? That's because factories use special stabilizers, like guar gum or carrageenan, to keep the ice cream firm and prevent it from turning into a drippy mess before you take your first bite. The mixture is then pasteurized by being heated to high temperatures in order to kill off any bacteria, ensuring it is safe to eat. After that, it is cooled down and left to age for several hours, allowing the flavors to blend and the texture to thicken. At this point, the ice cream isn't completely frozen yet. It's more like a thick milkshake. This makes it easier to pump and shape into perfect sandwich layers later on. Imagine thousands of gallons of ice cream swirling inside giant cooling tanks, getting ready to be transformed into those delicious bars you love. Here's something surprising. Did you know that air is one of the most important ingredients in ice cream? Factories whip air into the mixture to give it a light, fluffy texture. Without this step, the ice cream would be rock hard and impossible to bite into. But there's a trick. Too much air and the ice cream tastes weak and melts too fast. Too little air and it's dense and heavy. Factories have perfected this balance, making sure every bite is creamy but still firm enough to hold its shape between the cookies. This process is called overrun, and it's why ice cream sandwiches have that smooth, cloud-like texture. Ever taken a big bite and noticed how it just melted perfectly in your mouth? That's thanks to the precise amount of air whipped into the mix. Now that the ice cream is light and fluffy, it's time for it to be frozen into the perfect thickness. Instead of scooping ice cream into molds, factories pour it into large, flat trays and spread it into an even layer. This makes it easier to cut into perfect rectangles for the sandwiches later on. The trays are then sent into blast freezers, where the temperature drops way below freezing in just a few minutes. This locks in the smooth texture and ensures the ice cream holds its shape when it's sandwiched between the cookies. Once the ice cream is solid enough, it's time to move on to the next crucial step, the cookies. What's an ice cream sandwich without those soft, slightly chewy cookies? Unlike crunchy cookies you dunk in milk, these are made with a special dough that stays firm but soft enough to bite through without squishing the ice cream out. Factories mix up large batches of flour, cocoa powder, sugar, and oil, creating a thick dough that's rolled out and cut into perfect rectangles. These rectangles go into massive ovens where they bake at just the right temperature to stay firm but not crispy. Ever notice those tiny holes on the surface of ice cream sandwich cookies? They're not just for decoration. These holes help release steam while baking, preventing the cookies from puffing up too much and ensuring they stay flat. Once the cookies are baked and cooled, they're stacked into huge piles, waiting to be paired with the frozen ice cream slabs. Next comes the most satisfying part, putting it all together. The frozen ice cream slabs are cut into perfect rectangles and then placed between two cookies. Machines gently press them together, ensuring the cookies stick to the ice cream without cracking or breaking. Factories working at lightning speed, assembling hundreds of sandwiches per minute. Some brands add extra flavors at this stage, like vanilla bean flecks, cookie dough bits, or caramel swirls inside the ice cream. Others even coat the entire sandwich in chocolate or roll the edges in sprinkles for a fun, colorful twist. To make sure the sandwiches don't melt before reaching your freezer, they go through a second round of freezing. But this time, it gets even colder. The sandwiches pass through a blast freezer where they are chilled to -40 degrees Fahrenheit in just a few minutes. This step is crucial because it keeps the ice cream firm and prevents ice crystals from forming. Without this step, the sandwiches might turn grainy instead of creamy. Once fully frozen, they're ready for the final step, packaging. In this stage, high-speed machines wrap and seal them for freshness. Each sandwich is placed into airtight packaging, designed to keep out air and moisture, ensuring that the mixture and flavor stay perfect until it reaches your hands. Factories use different types of packaging depending on the brand. Some ice cream sandwiches are individually wrapped in plastic or foil, making them easy to grab for a quick snack. Others are packaged in multi-pack boxes, often holding 6, 8, or even 12 sandwiches, perfect for stocking up at home. Ever notice how the wrappers are always tightly sealed? That's because factories use heat sealing technology, which ensures there's no chance of freezer burn or unwanted air sneaking in. Some brands even use vacuum-sealed packaging for extra protection. Once wrapped, the sandwiches are quickly sorted into large boxes and labeled with expiration dates, barcodes, and branding. The boxes are stacked on pallets, ready to be transported. The entire packaging process happens in just minutes, keeping the ice cream at the perfect frozen temperature from the factory all the way to the store. Getting ice cream sandwiches from the factory to your freezer is a race against time. Since they need to stay frozen, factories use temperature-controlled logistics to ensure they remain at the perfect -20 degrees Fahrenheit or lower throughout their journey. Once packaged, the ice cream sandwiches are placed into giant freezers, where they wait to be loaded onto refrigerated trucks. These trucks, also known as reefer trucks, have built-in cooling systems that maintain ultra-cold temperatures, preventing the ice cream from melting during transit. The sandwiches are then shipped to grocery stores, ice cream trucks, convenience shops, and vending machines across the country. Some even make their way overseas, traveling in refrigerated shipping containers to ensure they stay frozen during long-distance transport. Once they arrive at stores, they go straight into commercial freezers, where they stay cold until you pick them up. Ever wondered why some ice cream sandwiches are extra firm while others are softer? It all depends on how well they were stored during shipping. If the cold chain is perfectly maintained, the sandwiches stay at their best quality. From the moment they leave the factory to the moment you unwrap them, ice cream sandwiches are carefully handled to stay frozen and delicious, so every bite is just as perfect as the last. But before an ice cream sandwich reaches your hands, it goes through strict quality control checks to make sure it looks, tastes, and feels just right. At multiple points in production, workers and automated systems inspect the sandwiches for size, shape, texture, and consistency. Factories use precise cutting and filling machines that ensure each sandwich meets the exact specifications. If a sandwich is too thick, too thin, or uneven, it gets removed before packaging. Temperature is another big factor. If the ice cream isn't frozen properly, it could turn grainy or too soft. Factories use infrared sensors and temperature probes to check that each batch of ice cream is at the right consistency before moving to the next step. Taste testing is also crucial. Every day, factory workers sample random batches to ensure the ice cream is creamy, the cookies are soft yet firm, and the overall flavor is just right. Some factories even have special taste panels that compare batches for consistency. Finally, all packaged sandwiches are checked for proper sealing to prevent freezer burn. If a package isn't sealed tightly, air can seep in and ruin the texture. With these careful quality control measures, factories ensure that every ice cream sandwich is just as delicious as the one before it. And just like that, the journey is complete. The next time you unwrap an ice cream sandwich, take a moment to appreciate the amazing process behind every bite. Now the only question is, how do you like to eat your ice cream sandwich? Do you take small bites, go all in with a big chomp, or even let it soften just a little for the perfect melt-in-your-mouth experience? Let us know in the comments, and like and subscribe as well. Stay connected for more videos, and thanks for watching.